An early start was required as I was due back home for family commitments by early afternoon, and as I left, even the cat was wondering what the hell I was doing up so early. The question was, where were we going to go for such a short day? I was due to meet Jerry through in the west coast, so I packed up my bags, threw it in the back, and set off heading west along the motorway. We were headed for the Arrochar Alps and to a mountain that was an original Munro. When Sir Hugh Munros released his first list in 1891, this mountain was included as a Munro. And it was a Munro for about 90 years as far as I can tell, and it wasn't demoted until 1981. Heading west, I met up with Jerry on the shores of Loch Lomond, and we swapped cars and headed up to the Rest and Be Thankful in a proper car heading through Arrochar and up past the Cobbler car park. When cars first came out in the early part of the 20th century, they actually used to use the Rest and Be Thankful to test their hill climbing abilities. But there was certainly no problems with our car today as we arrived at the start point for the walk. With little in the way of a walk-in, we were soon heading steeply up the ridge of this original Munro. We're in the Arrochar Alps today, and if I swing round you can see where we've come up from. Down there is the Rest and Be Thankful, which was named after the soldiers who built General Wade's road. Once they get to the top there, they were obviously doing a lot of resting and thankfulness for being at the top. I think it was about 1753 that was built. Anyway, enough history. This is a beautiful Munro, well, original Munro. It's no longer a Munro. We're on Beinn and Lochain in the Arrochar Alps, and the sun hasn't risen yet. It looks like it's going to be a fine day. It's a bit breezy, you can probably tell by the wind noise, but it's just lovely. This is a great mountain. It's just a ridge right from just down from the Rest and Be Thankful right up to the summit, which sits just underneath the 3,000 foot mark. And the views are spectacular so far. We're doing quite well. You can see Jerry way up behind me as per usual, and we're going to be heading up here and then heading straight back down the way we came. But the views are just superb so far, and we're hoping that this mist that's sitting on top of some of these higher summits over in the Arrochar Alps is going to lift for when we get to the summit. So yeah, enough talking, let's get walking. It's good, isn't it? It's not too bad. So there's Jerry, and you can see the sun behind Jerry just hitting the hills. And where we are to the south of us are the slightly larger hills of the Arrochar Alps, and the sun's just about to peek over the top of them. If I look around here to where we're going, you can see it's hitting the ridge, and then unfortunately where we're going is in the cloud. But what a fantastic ridge line up here. It's going to be great if those clouds clear and we can get a bit of a view, but who cares? It's just nice to be out, and the sun is just about to appear, I think, over this over this hill. I think it's a Cobbler actually, just down there, and you can see down the Rest and Be Thankful. Right, let's take some pictures and let's get cracked on. I think we're probably about a third of the way there. Woo! Ha-ha! We stopped to watch the sunrise up over the Arrochar Alps, and with the sun now up, we were walking along with the sun at our backs. It really did put a spring in our step. It was a fantastic morning. Halfway along the ridge, the route considerably steepens and you hit this head wall which looks quite impenetrable, but there's a path going up round the side. Wouldn't fancy it if it was banked out in snow, mind you.
Don't worry, what do you think of this?
Steep. Steep's good.
This isn't the steep bit.
Nice to get the sunrise, isn't
yeah,
it?
fantastic.
Lovely.
Fantastic.
A bit breezy, but
Arrochar Alps.
by this point we could see the summit ridge, and unfortunately there was still a bit of cloud, but it was scudding over the summit, making it feel quite atmospheric. We stopped here, we're on our final push to the summit. In fact, it's just come out, you can see it behind me there. Hopefully a lovely looking ridge up, and it takes you to around about, I think it's over 900 metres, which is just below the 3,000 foot mark as I mentioned before. And this was originally put down as a Munro by Sir Hugh Munros back in the day. An original Munro. It's absolutely beautiful. If I look around here, we're just into the cloud and no more, and the light down into Glen Crow is just beautiful, and that goes down to Loch Long. And then on the other side of me over here, which you can't see, it goes down to Lochain. So the Rest and Be Thankful pass down there really splits these two glens, and would be a high pass in the distant past for the clans to go over and what have you. But this is just wonderful, absolutely wonderful. You can see Jerry again, heading up there. I don't know if you can make his silhouette just at the top of the ridge there. But this feels good. This next bit looks almost impenetrable, but pretty sure there's a nice easy path if memory serves me right. Wouldn't fancy this in the winter without crampons, though there's a few bits where there's a considerable hump, so you have to be careful. Right, let's go. At 901 metres, that's 2,958 feet in old money, Beinn Lochain sits quite considerably under the 3,000 foot mark for a Munro status. However, Munro or no Munro, it's still a fine peak, and we were soon approaching this summit. On the summit now, and just as it was when we were driving up, it was in the Clag. It's kind of coming and going, but it's absolutely gorgeous up here. Every now and again you're getting glimpses like just now down to Lochain and out to the north, and going down the ridge, the mist was just swirling over the top, absolutely beautiful. So Jerry's headed off down the ridge at the moment. I was too busy farting about with the cameras, so I better get cracked on, and we're just going to go back down the way we came up, and who knows, this cloud might clear and we might get some more lovely views. But what a cracking mountain this is. Although it's not a Munro, it's definitely not to be underestimated, especially when it's icy or snowy. There's a lot of large areas where there's steep runoffs, and it's quite a narrow ridge, but anyway, today's fantastic. Time to head back to the car and go and get a coffee down in Arachar. Let's go! Jerry, look at that. So way down. Can't see anything else. So we headed back down the way we'd gone up, and as we descended, the clouds started to clear and the views really opened up over the Arachar Alps and down Glen Crow, and we couldn't resist stopping to take some photographs before heading down for that well-deserved coffee in Arachar.